physically thrashed by your teacher in school? Wow. Has anyone been rejected for admission in primary nursery school? Oh.
We don't know.
Because of lottery.
We don't know.
Lottery system.
Wow. Good morning, Toastmasters and my dear guests. The answers to both these questions, in my case, is a big yes. I was rejected for admission into primary nursery school because I could not speak. I always used sign language, which they could not recognize. And I had to spend one awesome, fun-filled year at my home rather than going to school. In my 4th grade, I was thrashed physically in an epic way. Why? Because I could not multiply 2-digit numbers. And my friends even now taunt me for that epic physical thrashing where I was thrown like a ball out of the court. I was so slow that my sister can understand a concept. She requires only 30 minutes and I'll take more than 2 hours. For me, every idea being taught in class was like a bullet train. A bullet train which doesn't stop at my station and doesn't let me catch it. Let me slow down this train so that everyone can catch what I want to say. For me, the destination of the learning journey was to understand the complete lesson being taught in the class. But to reach that destination, I have to move through different trains, catch different trains at interconnecting stations, which is an impossible task for me. So in a class, nothing. I used to understand nothing in the class. I used to go back to home and read again and again and again. With my inefficient study habits, I used to take a lot of time. I told you, right? My sister used to take 30 minutes, I used to take 2 hours. But this kept on going. And eventually, my sleep quota decreased a lot. It was going down and down. And eventually, in my engineering first year, I contracted tuberculosis because I was not able to sleep properly and I was so weak and frail. I thought this doesn't work if I always keep on spending all the time in my life on study. There needs to be some method, some way. Fortunately, I had peers who had amazing study habits. And those study habits I was trying to grasp by observing them. And by using those habits, eventually I was able to get into the highest ranked university in India and also be the topper of the class. But I felt during my childhood, these studies were not at all, I was not at all interested in studies. I was a sports guy. I had an amazing timing with extremely high responsive time. I used to hit sixes just with timing. It was like 120 meters, 100 meters sixes. I used to hit with ease. And I used to catch catches like a jaunty roads on the road. But because I was taking a lot of time for studies, it was going on and on. If I had these study techniques, study habits right from my childhood, I would have time for my other activities in my school. So I felt, what if today's generation, today's kids, at least in my neighborhood, get those habits? So I have a plan. So that those kids in my neighborhood, or even the kids you know, I can train them for the study habits. So I suggest a plan here. First, I'll take one-on-one counseling session for all the students who are interested to get these study habits. I'll try to understand them and listen them properly so that I know what they are going through. Because I know ideas and thoughts are like bullet trains. So they are also going through the same thing. Next, I will have a weekend session. It won't take much time. It will be maximum half an hour. And the batch will be around 10 students. And I will explain them a new habit which they are not using at present, and then I will try to give an activity so that they have that habit task every day. They can do that habit task every day, and then I will have a tracking system. How? I will have a buddy system. For example, in my class of 10 students, each 5 members will be allotted the other 5 to have the backup buddy system. So each one will be trying to remind the other person about the habit task need to be taken up. Next, I have the tracking system where I will be rewarding them with points and streaks. You know Duolingo? In that the streaks is amazing concept. If we can do the streak continuously, if we can continuously do the activity, it will become a habit. So for example, I will give one habit for 1 month. So if a student can do it for 21 days, then he can he can move to the next level for the next habit in the next month. And also there will be rewarding system to points. That's how they will be motivated to do this habit task. Next, everyone is different. Everyone will have their own problems. So every week I will have a one-on-one call session with them so that I know their own individual personal problems, and then based on that scenario I will suggest the solution, how to inculcate that habit in their life. Next, alternate Sundays, what I will do is I will have a like Toastmaster meeting. We will meet again, all the 10 students, and I will ask individually to come up on stage and tell them their problems and what are their challenges. And everyone can discuss one-on-one there itself. In that way, they will become independent. In future, if they face any such challenges in their life, they will be able to inculcate habits facing those challenges. And next, this thing keeps on continuing. Like 1 month, one habit. Next month, another habit. If the person is not able to complete one habit in 1 month, they will be doing that habit in the next month also. So this way, I would be able to help the students in my neighborhood to inculcate these wonderful habits. Finally, I want to part with the thought. We are what we repeatedly do. So excellence is not an act, but an habit. Thank you.